Hello there. Okay, I find myself making a video again a bit sooner than I expected because with this fellow there's been some changes. Anyone who watches any of my videos, if you ever do, you probably noticed right now that the tank is very bare. So a lot's going on. So what I'll start out with is the main reason for the video today is Mr. Dovii. Sorry about my poor camera work. See if we can see what's going on here. Lighting's not the best either. In the eye that's facing the camera now, I don't know if you're going to see it, but he has, I think he's injured his eye. And you might be able to see it, there's some white inside of his eye. I can see it myself, but it might not show up on the camera. Basically, he's hurt his eye. He was chasing the pleco. I had a pleco, and I say had a pleco because I don't anymore. You might also notice right now that the aquarium is bubbling like crazy. Well, I have a massive air pump on this fish tank. I have a pond pump on this fish tank, and I have 4 filters going on it. I did have a big bar just to blow bubbles, but I changed that recently. I just put little filters on there, and I've got a, look, that's just a little tiny thing, and then I've got that little corner one up there. They're just babies, but I'll get better ones in the future. Right now I'm just using them until I can get better ones. Tiny's my Dovii, and he's grown, definitely grown. I don't know how big he is now. I'd say he's probably 24, maybe 24 centimeters in total length. I'm just guessing. I'm pretty good at guessing because I'm also a fisherman, so I'm sort of pretty accurate with my estimations. He'd be around, he's definitely 22 to 25 centimeters long, I'm going to say that. And you know, he's doing well. Okay, some things to talk about. So I got rid of the pleco. The pleco normally used to hide out in that corner, and I had a different filter in there. That filter that's in there right now, it's spun around and it's facing backwards, and that's, you know, a bit funny looking, but it doesn't matter. It's filtering, that's all that matters. Hell of a lot of air blowing through it, as you can tell. It fouls up pretty quick. It's got good flow, and the white wool in there has gone brown just in a very short time. I did do a big water change yesterday, and the tank does look cloudy, but it's actually not, because the reason it's so bubbly and cloudy looking is I've just dumped in some Melafix to try and help with the fish's eye injury. So I believe he injured his eye chasing the pleco around, and the result is it seems to have healed on the outside from what I can tell, but on the inside it looks like there is definitely some white in there. I don't believe it's an internal parasitic issue. I think it's more of a bacterial thing. It's possible that the white will never go out of his eye. It may be a scar. I'm really hoping that I can get rid of it, or that it goes away as he grows and with age, you know. I don't know. I've had eye problems with Dovii before. I had one in one of my old videos with one of my larger Dovii where he had an eye issue, and unfortunately it never got better because he ended up dying, that fish, but he actually died of what's known as duck lips. So he had an infection in his mouth from an injury, and it taught me a lesson about feeding fish prawns. What happened with him was he ate a prawn and the spike damaged him in the mouth. I should have broke the spikes off and not let him eat the head of the prawn. It was bad. It got him, and we won't be doing that again. So if I ever feed my fish prawns from now on, it's only the shelled body, no heads, no shells, no legs, just the meat, and that's it. Better off that way. Not going to hurt the fish, and it's safer. And in all my years of fish keeping, I should have known better. But I thought, you know, he was a big boy and he could handle it. But yeah, he injured himself. Anyway, this guy, oh, he's just had a little scratch, I've noticed. Yeah, so Pleco's gone. Don't want him chasing plecos around and hurting himself. Also, I decided to get rid of the pleco to take some strain off the biological system of the tank, just so that it's just this one fish and, you know, less strain on the biological system. What are we going to say here? I put more gravel back in the tank, so I've put all my gravel in the tank now that I had. So no more bare bottom tank. And I've switched to floating food now. In the last few days, this guy's been interested more in floating pellets. He's gone off the Hikari red pellets. They're floating as well, but he doesn't seem to like them much anymore. So I've switched to a brown type of protein pellet for now. We'll see how he goes. But yeah, I'm making this video because he's got his eye issue. I doubt you're going to see it. The lighting's not great. I'm sorry. But what I wanted to show you was also, when I decided to try Malefics, and I hear good and bad things about Malefics, I'm going to be honest, I'm no expert on it, but I did see a fellow on a video saying, just see if we can see that eye. Now that's the good eye. Turn around, mate. There's the bad eye. I'd just seen it a little bit then. He's got white in his eye. Anyway, a fellow on YouTube was saying that if you're going to buy Malefics, buy the pond strength Malefics. This stuff. And that's exactly what I did. It cost me $2 more at the aquarium, my local aquarium, or one of my local pet shops. It cost me an extra $2. It's the 473ml, I think. Yeah. It's like 4 times the strength of the aquarium Malefics. So it's like ultra concentrated. It treats like, I think, 180,000 or 18,000 litres of water, as opposed to nowhere near that much by the aquarium one. And it's just works out way cheaper. And a big tank like mine, my tank holds well over 1,000 litres of water. And treating this fish for 7 days, I'm going to need a lot of Malefics. So the pond one is definitely more suitable for my needs. I wouldn't buy the aquarium one, because if you can buy the pond one, and it just goes so much further, being so much more concentrated. Yeah. Yeah, I still don't think you might have seen it a little bit. There's some white in his eyeball there, but anyway, I'm gonna, you know, 7 days after treatment, I'm going to treat him every day. I'm going to come back and do another video and see if his eye has healed from the Malefics, and do an update, see how he's going. I've still got my big aqua clear on the tank, a power filter. I've got 4 air filters going at the moment. Eventually I'm going to put a canister on this and probably do away with some of the other filters. And yeah, not much else to say really. This guy's going well, apart from his eye injury. Pleco's gone, tank's bare. I've made the tank bare so he doesn't hurt himself on anything at the moment, and also just it's easier for me to keep it clean. I want to grow this guy out. I feel like he's been restricted with his growing out with other fish in the tank, and then he's just done a poop. At least that's the right colour. Isn't that pretty? Where is it? There it is, floating around in there. That's a good sign. There's nothing wrong with seeing your fish doing a poop. If it's a dark poop, then you know that their gut health's okay. So that's a good thing. If it was white, then I'd be worried, but it's not. Anyway, this is dragging on. There he is, tiny, my Dovii eye, with his bung eye. I think you could see it there. He's got his eye injury. Really worried about it. Hope I can get it fixed. Sorry about the quality of this video. Sometimes this is also a new phone, so yeah, I'm not real familiar with the camera on it yet, but yep. Anyway guys, sorry this is dragging on. We'll come back in a week and see how he's going. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.